It happened on a Monday. The kind of day where the air feels heavy with pressure, where everyone's in a rush and no one wants to make eye contact. The bank was bustling, phones ringing, printers buzzing, customers murmuring impatiently as they clutched their documents. But amidst the chaos, one moment froze the room, a manager's voice slicing through the noise, sharp as broken glass, aimed at a frail old man kneeling on the floor trying to gather the scattered pages of a worn file. Her words weren't just loud, they were cruel. "Get this bum out of here," she yelled, and every head turned. He looked up, startled, humiliated. His trembling hands reached for papers now trampled by heels that didn't stop walking. No one helped him. No one even looked him in the eye. But by sundown, everything would change. And the woman who barked those words would be crying in her office. The weight of a $3 billion deal slipped right through her fingers, because of the man she shamed. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of treating every human being with dignity, no matter their appearance or status, please like this video, subscribe to Kindness Corner, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's spread stories that remind us what truly matters in life. Her name was Vanessa Granger, the senior branch manager at Dalton and First National Bank, the city's most prestigious financial institution. Tall, poised, impeccably dressed in navy power suits and black Louboutin heels, Vanessa was the kind of manager who kept her office colder than necessary and her demeanor even colder. Her team feared her more than they respected her. Efficiency was her gospel, and she prided herself on numbers, daily targets, quarterly projections, retention metrics. She didn't care for sob stories or unpolished clients. To her, success was sharp-edged and unapologetic. She'd built her career from scratch, yes, but somewhere along the way, she traded compassion for control. The old man walked in that morning right before the lunch hour rush. His clothes were simple, faded jeans, a brown shirt with frayed sleeves, shoes that had seen far too many seasons. He carried a leather folder, creased with time, pressed close to his chest as if it held something sacred. No one offered him a greeting. He walked to the counter and softly asked the teller for help with an account. The teller, young and new, panicked under pressure and called Vanessa. That was when everything spiraled. Vanessa marched out from her glass-walled office, already annoyed. She saw the man. Saw his age. His clothes. The way he stooped slightly as he stood. And without asking a single question, she dismissed him. Not just from the counter, but from the room. The moment her voice echoed, the papers he held slipped from his folder. Personal records. Estate forms. Some handwritten letters, yellowed at the edges. They scattered across the floor like snow. And without missing a beat, Vanessa turned on her heels and walked away. The guards, without thinking, followed her lead and began ushering the man out. He didn't argue. He didn't raise his voice. He simply bent down, silently, picking up his scattered life in front of strangers who stared but didn't move. He left with his head bowed. And with that, Vanessa's Monday continued. That afternoon, she had her sights set on something much bigger. The Chandler deal. A $3 billion contract with a private equity firm that was preparing to merge with Dalton's commercial banking wing. It would catapult her into regional leadership, maybe even the executive board. She had spent months prepping her pitch, aligning numbers, reshuffling staff to ensure her branch ran like a pristine engine. At 3:15 p.m. sharp, the delegation arrived, 3 sharply dressed representatives with serious expressions and silent eyes. But the moment they entered her office, something shifted. One of the men, older, gray-bearded, paused at the door. He glanced around the lobby. His eyes landed on the exact spot where the old man had kneeled that morning. His face changed. There was a flash of disbelief, then disappointment. He walked into her office and took a seat, but didn't speak much. The meeting lasted 25 minutes. Vanessa went through her entire presentation flawlessly. Graphs, charts, forecasts, projected revenue increases, market expansion, risk mitigation. She smiled as she spoke, confident, believing the future was just inches from her grasp. But when she finished, the room was silent. The older man finally spoke. His voice calm, steady. "I was here earlier," he said. "My driver had to run an errand nearby. So I stepped in. I watched what happened in your lobby." Vanessa blinked, unsure what he meant. "The elderly gentleman you shouted at, that was my father." The words fell like thunder in her ears. "I asked him to test your branch. See how your team treated people who didn't look like millionaires. He's one of the original founders of Chandler Holdings. He still signs off on our moral evaluations. And I'll be honest," he continued, "you failed in every way that matters to us." The air in the room collapsed. The younger representative stood, nodded politely, and walked out without another word. Vanessa sat frozen. Her mouth was dry. Her heart pounded. And in that moment, all her numbers, all her performance metrics, efficiency stats, and sleek presentations, meant nothing. Because she had failed the most basic test, human decency. She didn't sleep that night. She didn't eat. She replayed the moment again and again in her head, how casually she dismissed him, how loud her voice had been, how he'd bent down on his knees while she'd walked away as if he were invisible. Her entire staff was shaken. News spread quickly. The bank's regional director called her the next morning, furious. Within 48 hours, an internal review was launched. Vanessa was suspended pending investigation. And the deal? Gone. Signed by a competitor bank across town whose manager had once volunteered at a homeless shelter. As for the old man, Mr. Chandler Sr., he never made a public statement. But someone left a handwritten note at the bank's entrance a week later. It read, "People will forget what you said. They may even forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel." And taped to it was one of the papers he had dropped that day. A photograph, faded, black and white, of him standing in front of the very first Chandler Bank in 1963. Young. Proud. Smiling. If this story moved you, even a little, please like this video, subscribe to Kindness Corner, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Every act of kindness counts. And every voice matters in reminding the world that empathy is priceless, even when billions are on the line. Special request, please comment below, what would you have done if you were a witness in that bank lobby? Would you have stepped forward? We'd love to hear your heart.